Hey guys, testing 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're working. Hey, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Let's get the hood on here. Honestly, I don't have a lot to do tonight. It has been a long day, and I got hopefully some good news today. Um, I am going on this Sunday to meet up with a fellow who has a possible puppy or dog, 10-month-old German Shepherd Husky mix that he wants me to meet. If you've watched my video channel for a while, um, I lost my dog back in April. It was really, really rough. I took a lot of time off. He was basically my best friend, and so I'm going to see how this works out. But that's what I was doing earlier today, so that's why the video was up a little bit late tonight. And to be honest with you, I don't have any super duper plans for the video. So, as always, when I don't have any plans and I have the time to play, might as well do 30 minutes worth of exploring, see what pops up. And if I do go through into another system, um, maybe we'll scout that system out. So, if it takes me outside of Iridia, just to see what things are like, and maybe it sparks an interest for you guys if it's something that's cool. Or if I find a pretty cool relic site, we can do this and see if we can get some good stuff out of it. So I always like to boot this up if I've got a skin possible on my daily gift. Let's find out what we're going to get today. Oh, a courser. Actually, that's one of the next ships I'm going to build. Nice. Very nice. Alrighty. So let's just go ahead and boot on in here with William Pilgrim. As always, if you ever want to get in touch with me, you can message William Pilgrim in game, or you can hit Discord, or you can hit my email, or well, my YouTube comment section, or you can go to the 5Cs channel, or whatever you feel like. I usually check in a couple times a day, at least on the Discord now. I'm getting better at that recently. Um, I, there's certain things I definitely check on every day. I'll check my email when I get home. Um, I know I could do that on the app, but I'm terrible with that. Um, and then Discord, I can usually check on my lunch breaks at work and stuff like that. So if you want to ever message me, and then I try to hit the comments up when I get a chance. So let's jump into Mr. Cheetah. Where are you there? There we go. So remember yesterday I had that wolf? I still have it. It's still right there. Um, I've named it Quince for the time being. Um, we'll probably name it a different name. It might be named Mia by the end of this weekend. Um, but hopefully, we'll see what happens. Um, everything's meant to happen. So, I got nobody in this. One thing I like to look for is this is the only NPC station in the system. I think it's the only station. I always like to see there's one person in the system right now, but there's no other guests on the station. So this person is somewhere out in the system. So is he sitting outside of the station ready to shoot me or not? Well, I have that. Always want to be careful a little bit there. Now we will be playing later on tonight. Just I always like to do a little bit of a video if I can. And maybe if there's something here that sparks a new viewers. We got nobody here. Good, good, good. Let's go to our safe spot. And we are warping. Whee! Come on. Just want to get to warp. And then that took a little bit longer than normal. And we'll cloak. There we go. So, let's go to our notepad. It's been a day or two since I've scanned, so I doubt UAC is on my list of Malna. Nope, I got nothing there. So let's start over. I do this a lot on weekends. I don't really have to do it as much on weekdays, but might as well get into the thing of it. Whenever I'm playing off and on during the day, on weekends, I like to write down the cosmic signatures in a notepad. I know there's other ways you can do it, but this just lets me know what I've scanned out. So probably should be doing a little descanning effort going on here since somebody is in the system, but I'm not too worried about it. Cloaked up. I'm not gonna decrypt this site as well. One thing I've kind of come to the conclusion on is these Lowsec sites out here in Iridia, the relic and the data sites. If there's somebody else in system, there's no reason to actually try to decrypt them and put your ship up to be to have a chance, because really the risk reward, I've run into so many of these sites that have so little in them. Oh, I hope I picked the right one here. There we go. Let's try this again. I did make a slight change to my cheetah. And once I set these probes out, oh, I am not, I did it again. However, see where there's that big difference right there? Click on the anomaly. Okay, so we're at, let's see if we can get it close here. So let's look at the fit here real quick. Now, I'm sure there's better ones, but the one major change that I threw in here was I threw in 2 compact signal amplifiers down here in the low slots. Remember how whenever I was leaving the station, I turned a little bit slower, and just a little bit ago, I wasn't so used to that because I used to have my inertial stabilizer on here and I think something else. Um, this I popped these in here to try it a little bit different. When I'm only doing scanning, this increases my range for the target, so I can actually cargo scan boxes at sites that are even farther away, which saves a lot of time so far. I'll show you guys here in a second. So let's go ahead and do that. So one issue that I was running into with the cargo scanner was the range. Now the range for it is fine, but the 55 kilometers. But the range that I could target was not that great. So I did throw a little bit of skill into that, skill points into my targeting range, but throwing this on there, and I'm just going to simulate this and see where it has the targeting range is 23.02. With those two turned off, it goes down to 14.68. Now I do have bonuses to my targeting from my skill, so it's better than 23 um, kilometers. But that's what the range is, and it really does make a lot of a difference. I can really do a bunch of boxes at once and pick the right ones to go for. So maybe we're gonna go check out this wormhole, see what it is, and maybe it's something cool. This video might be fairly short tonight. I may die. I may go into a site or a system. This may be to a Lowsec or a Highsec that we can go check out. We'll do a quick scout out of it to point out what all you guys can do. Or if it goes into a, uh, a, a simple wormhole, maybe we'll go in and see if there's any sites in there. Cross our fingers. So let's see what we got here. So a hole seems to lead to unique. Ooh, oh shoot! This goes to Thera. Oh wow! Hey, that's pretty cool. So I did a lot of videos a little while back. Well, not a lot. I want to say about half a year ago, I did an experiment. I had never been to the Thera system. Okay, the Thera system is the only wormhole system that has NPC stations in it. If you don't know about Thera, check it out. There's some really good information out there for Thera. Boy, it's been a while since I went there. I really kind of liked it. Part of me wants to jump in here. The other part being that, well, you know what? You only live once. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing about Thera is you have to be careful because sometimes people will camp the other sides. The reason being that Thera is tracked. And the wormholes open up from one area to another. And a lot of people use Thera as a way of getting from one side of the universe to the other. And I want to see if I still have the web page for that. If I do, I'll show it to you here just to give you an idea. So Eve is there are wormhole connections. Aha, Eve Scout. That's what it was. So let me just show you this site here. I'm just sitting right outside of this wormhole. It's been a little while since I've been here, but this is Eve Scout. It's eve-scout.com/Thera. Hold on one second. It's done by the Signal Cartel, if I remember correctly. Um, and basically, these are scouted out wormholes that people will use to go from one end to the other. And give you an example. If somebody was living in Providence 3 hours ago, I'm sorry, an hour ago, somebody updated this site as being in Providence, and that it is, if you wanted to get from Providence to, let's say, Cador quickly, I don't know how far apart those are, you can jump into Thera and know that there's a wormhole on the opposite side. Now, there's a lot of other stuff here. I haven't even checked out the map here. So this is the map of everything here. And this will tell you how many, I think, how many wormholes that are in the system. So let's say you were in the Spire here, and you wanted to go to Iridia. Hey, there I am, saying there's one wormhole in Iridia. Where's that wormhole? It's in Malda right now. If I needed to go to the Spire quickly, or let's say, what's a good one here? Let's say I wanted to go to Derelict. Okay, so if I wanted to go to Derelict, and I'm just going to figure out a good little system here. So if I wanted to go to, well, let's go back to the list here. I'm sorry, this has been really was not expecting this. I really wasn't expecting to go to this site in quite a while. Let's see here, Derelict, Iberia. Okay, so right now, if I jumped into Thera and then went to this wormhole where the Derelict wormhole is in Thera, it would save me. Iberia. There we go. And system 37 jumps away. So 2 jumps to 37 jumps. A lot of people use this to haul things, but you have to be careful because there's a lot of pirates here too that can look for things. So if you're really good, you're really good at playing it. So if you ever want to check it out, please do. I will tell you this. I was so kind of intrigued by it whenever I did it a while back, that I left one of my clones, my only clone, in Thera. That's why I'm hesitating going into it, because I really don't need to go there. I can go into Thera anytime. I haven't been back here in like been back there in like 6 months. So there's really no need for me to go in there unless I want to. What some people will do is go into Thera, drop a jump clone with uh, an exploration ship, and then they can undock and scout out the wormholes, and know which ones to go to versus having to use that site or use them in conjunction. So, so that is a wormhole to Thera right now. Very interesting. It still hasn't had any issues. Should I go in? Hmm. Here's the other part. It's kind of a boring system. There's like 4 stations in it. That might be why this guy's sitting here watching the wormhole, because I've never seen this fellow in the system, and there's not a whole lot of reason to come to Malna. Member of Kriegsmarine Werft. Gotcha. Goonswarm Federation. So the Goonswarm has a guy sitting right outside He could be cloaked up here watching to see who comes and who goes from here. No idea. Should I flip a coin? Let's go flip a coin. I'm gonna tell you, if I flip the coin and it doesn't come up heads, I'm not going in. I think I've got some quarters up here. I think I saved some. Oh, 1 second. So I like to save bicentennial quarters. I've only got a couple that I've been doing recently. Easier for people that are not trying to get this here. This is the back of the bicentennial quarter. They were all done in 1976. And they never will be worth a whole lot, but it's something I like to do. So, how can I flip this where you guys can see it? Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it onto the table. I'm going to put my finger on it whenever it stops. And then I'm going to lift it up outside like this so you guys can tell what I'm doing. So heads I go into the wormhole, tails I don't. So I'm going to spin it. I'm not going to flip it because I'll lose it. Actually, so heads I go in, tails I don't. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, wait, no, I could flip it inside of a coffee. But I almost lost a quarter. Ha ha! I figured it out. So I'm going to use my Ron Swanson Pyramid of Excellence mug. That needs to be cleaned. I'm going to throw this quarter in here. I'm going to find out heads. We go into the wormhole. Tails. We hang out here and look for another one. Tails, if it... I don't know if you can see this. Told you it needs to be cleaned. I'm trying to do this so that it doesn't fall over. It fell over. It was a heads. We're going in. So you guys, if you want to check out Thera, we're going to check out Thera. I'm going to get my cheetah blown up. All right. Wormholes can use warp bubbles. So I'm going to throw on the interdiction nullifier here. So let's go ahead and approach here. If this guy is actually watching what's going on, try to do this quickly. Put online. There we go. And let's go ahead and get our micro warp drive going. I don't know if he's watching, but that just seems logical to me. Because I've never seen him here before, and he's not in station. So this is the scary part. Probably could have done that. I could have gone slowly up to it. Okay, anybody here? Anybody here? Anybody here? Looking at the overview right now, right now, right now, right now. Nobody there. All right, I had some save spots saved. Awesome. Did I save that spot? I did. Okay, and I saved the spot in Thera system so I can come back to it. I almost made that mistake. I should have saved the wormhole, but I was so elated that I had a save spot that I went to warp, and I wanted to make sure that I saved that spot so I can warp back to it so I don't have to scan down here. So, if you've never been here before, it's been quite a while. So this is a save spot that I saved a long time ago. This is a really huge system, by the way. Notice this one station is over 207 AU away from where I'm at. So I don't think there's any planets. Oh, there are. They're all shattered. Oh, there's a couple lava and plasma planets. I'm sure those are free. Dude, I want to see what the... Did I just say dude? Okay, hold on. Do they have customs offices? Okay, I'm going to warp to 100 off of this ice station. Ice planet. So we got epicenter, tasting facilities. Notice there is no sun out here. It's a wormhole. This has gotten to be a little bit of an interesting video. Notice how far this is. Wow. So I was warping to that planet. I wanted to see if there's actually a customs office here. That's a kind of a cool looking planet. Huh. Not seeing any customs office. Let's do a warp out to everything. I didn't really think that they would have any. Yeah, they don't have any customs offices here. That's fine. I was interested to see um, if there were any customs offices that anybody could actually put some planetary interaction down in here. I would never do that. I mean, um, it's kind of an open area. But let's look at how many cosmic signatures there are. Look at that. Look at how many cosmic signatures there are. Now, if I hadn't dropped that save spot, um, I would have had to scan all those down and try to figure out where I need to go back to. I think there's a way that you can use the website that I showed you earlier to do it. Um, I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. If this sparks an interest for you, it is something that is really kind of cool. It is a one of a kind place. Um, the stations here, if I remember correctly, are all owned by the Sisters of Eve. Yeah, so that's something. Um, and this is the only wormhole system with NPC stations. So a lot of bonuses to it, but to be honest with you, unless you're using it for a specific purpose, there's not a whole lot to do. So now I am going to warp back to the spot that I just warped from, but I'm going to warp at 30 kilometers. I'm going to make sure that I'm not warping directly into something, because being in a wormhole, people here can't. That's why I turned on my interdiction nullifier, because they could throw down some warp bubbles. So I want to have a chance of getting away from those. I'm not saying it's super dangerous here, but I will say it is dangerous. You have to know what you're doing, or at least fly something that you're willing to lose to come out here if you want to check it out. I'd be interested to see what the agents there do. It's kind of, if there are even agents in these stations. It'd be funny if they were all distribution agents and they just went round and around and around to each other. That'd be kind of useless. I don't think you can throw down any player-owned stations here off the top of my head. It's been a while since I looked at it. Okay, so nobody's here. Um, just trying to do some nostalgia now, trying to remember other things. It's really kind of weird that that's sitting there. So I may have a little bit of traffic coming through over the next 24 hours. Um, these wormholes don't last a whole lot of time, especially if they're going to high sec, because you will see a lot of traffic through those. Yeah. So, not a whole lot else going on. I have been conversing a decent amount on, I think I talked about this last night, on the main Eve Discord in the FanFest area. I also had a really cool guy. Did I bring this up yesterday? He sent me a friend of his um, had done a map, a handwritten map of the Iceland Ring Road, and then places to stop um, to check out while you're there. Of course, it's all in a different language, which was even better. And I actually replied, and if I said this yesterday, I apologize. I actually sent an email back saying, wow, your friend, that's about memories right there. It may never be worth any amount of money, but I would get that framed and have it on my wall. And that's something that I would love to have when I do go to Iceland, hopefully next year. Have my ticket. Um, I've also been conversing. I have a weird little idea. I'm going to go ahead and dock up here, and I'm going to say this last part and then probably end the video. Um, and then I'm going to go out and blow up some stuff. Uh, but I have an idea, and if I've talked a little bit about this in the past, I want to ring it through my brain a little bit. So a big thing in Iceland is the ring road. Um, and there are a couple of camper van companies in Iceland that you can rent a camper van. So my actual thought, and that those are taken to go around the ring road. There's a lot of campsites all over Iceland. Um, so I brought this up in the channel about a day or two ago, and I said that might be something cool to do because I've been also looking at hotels and stuff like that whenever I do go next year. And not having ever been there, I'm getting some advice on different things. And I said, well, the camper van would be kind of cool, but there aren't any campsites near Reykjavik or real close. And then it was pointed out to me that the place that the convention is actually at is a really big campsite. So imagine this, and I made a joke about this, but imagine, let's say 500, like a big bunch of Eve crazy people who play Eve that are going to the convention. They all get their camper vans and they all hang out in the campground. And so they have a vehicle to drive around. They have a hotel room with a camper van, and they basically have, if they want to go on a day excursion away from Reykjavik or something like that, they can. If they want to stay in town the whole time, they can. They have a spot to stay. And even if they want to just stay in a hotel for one night or another, or they're not sure, like I'm not sure where to stay yet, um, you always have that fallback of staying in the van for, like, I think I looked it up, it was like 15 or 20 bucks a night. So you have that fallback, and then if you see a good deal or if you find a place that you really want to stay at, maybe you stay in that hotel. But who the heck cares? But if not, imagine like a couple hundred crazy Eve people just sitting out at a campsite hanging out in Iceland. Um, and I know that from what I've been told, even though the convention is the 21st to the 23rd, there are going to be unsponsored get-togethers for Eve players between starting as early as the 18th. So, so that's what I've been kind of finding out, and I really just having those conversations. I'm kind of getting an idea. When I do, I'll start putting that into my the Discord that I have, and maybe get some of your thoughts and stuff like that. So, really an unthought of video tonight. I almost didn't make one. I was like, why not? We'll see what happens. And of course, Thera shows up. So if you want to check out Thera, please feel free to do so. It is an interesting place. And I would say go to it with a cheap ship first. Um, and then if you want to drop down a clone there, feel free. I don't think they will dislike you for that. But and read up on it. Check out Eve Scout. Some guys do some really good stuff there. If you want to donate to them, you can. So that's all I got. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and post this up. It's going to come up a little bit later than normal tonight, but I hope you guys like it. And I'll have a little bit better ones later on this weekend when I get a little bit of time. So, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however like you want, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.